Whatever it takes.
Hey babe, what are you watching?
This is the Endgame trailer.
Huh? What is it about?
I think this one is where they enter the quantum realm when they're about to. Okay, you know what? Let me start all the way from the beginning. So once upon a time, there were these aliens called the Frost Giants who attacked Norway. But handsome aliens called the Asgardians came down and the King Odin was like, hey, pick on someone your own size. They fight, Odin wins, humans were impressed and were like, wow, you're so handsome, can we worship you? And Odin goes,
Yeah, of course. By the way, can you guys help me keep this stone here? Seems safe.
so he hands over the space stone. But of course, it's not safe, cause fast forward to World War II, this evil person with serious skin problems called the Red Skull finds the space stone and was like, I'm gonna make laser guns for my army Hydra. But at the same time, some skinny kid signed up for the army, goes through an experimental tanning bed and becomes super buff. They give him a super strong shield frisbee thing and he calls himself Captain America. He defeats the Red Skull and had to crash his plane into the Arctic Ocean with the stone. Since one captain died, they introduced another captain, Captain Marvel. You watched it, right? This girl, who's in the Air Force, she accompanied her teacher to go to a secret lab where she kept the space stone.
Yes, the same stone Captain America died with. I found it in the Arctic Ocean.
So of course, aliens came, shot down their plane and were like, give me the energy reactor to your teacher's ship, cause it's got magical powers. And Captain Marvel was like, this one? Pew! She shoots the energy reactor and she absorbs the power and turns into a supernova woman. But she loses her memory, so the aliens abduct her. Eventually, she comes back to Earth and regains her memory and meets Nick Fury, this detective dude from S.H.I.E.L.D., which is an organization to deal with alien stuff.
Captain Marvel is Nick Fury's first seen superhero, so he's like, wow.
Eventually, Captain Marvel defeats those initial aliens and found their space stone again and gives it to Nick Fury. Nick Fury thought she was so cool, he was like, I'm gonna start a club and call it the Avengers. And before she left, she also gave him a pager and said, if got any problem, just call me.
So this whole show is about a blue stone?
No. The blue stone is only one of 6 infinity stones. Slowly we'll get to the rest. So next came Tony Stark. He's like, oh, I'm rich and make weapons for the government. I don't care about anything. But terrorists captured him and asked him, make weapons for us. But instead of making weapons for them, he started to make a suit for himself and escapes, and eventually upgrades the suit to pursue his new life purpose of fighting crime. He also announces to the world, I'm Iron Man. Nick Fury finds him, asks him to join the Avengers. Later on, the government tries to recreate another superhuman with gamma rays, shoots it on this guy called Bruce Banner, but the experiment goes wrong and he turns into a green ugly buff dude whenever he gets angry. That's Hulk. Oh, and sometime later, Captain America gets found in the Arctic, they get him out, he's still alive. So you still remember the handsome aliens Asgardians, right? The Asgardian King Odin has 2 sons, Thor and Loki. Thor was like, I want to fight the Frost Giants. Odin was like,
You Xiao, you get out of my house. Disgrace, go learn some values.
but turns out, Loki was actually the one who started the drama between the Frost Giants and them. Also turns out, he's adopted.
So while Thor was on Earth, Loki brings his biological father, who's the king of the Frost Giants, to kill Odin, but he's like, plot twist!
He kills his biological father and decides he wants to wipe out all the Frost Giants. Of course, before he does that, Thor learned his values already and is back, beat Loki into space and amends with his dad being all like, Papa, I love you. Loki, fly, appears on Earth with his cool scepter, uses it to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. and get the space stone. Because of this, Fury calls Captain America, Bruce Banner and Iron Man to get it back. Thor also appeared. Loki opens a wormhole that brings in all the aliens, Avengers eventually win the war. Thor goes, I'm going to bring Loki back to Asgard prison, and the space stone also give me. Earth is not safe. Also, turns out Loki was working for this big purple boss dude called Thanos. Thanos is a bit like an old auntie who just wants to collect colorful stones for his glove, and if he collects all the stones, he can do whatever he wants. He asks his minion and daughter to go find the stones. But before any of them do, this guy, Peter Quill aka Star-Lord, finds the Power Stone first. Gamora, his daughter, finds him, they fight, both of them get caught by 2 bounty hunters, a raccoon and a tree. They end up in jail, escape jail and sell the stone to the Collector, a space safekeeper. Somehow, the stone activates, causes havoc and Thanos' minion got it. Star-Lord, Gamora and the 2 bounty hunters all team up to stop Thanos' minion. They form the Guardians of the Galaxy and they leave the stone with the police to protect it. Then the 9 realms of the universe, they started to align and they created this portal in space. Thor's Earth girlfriend, Jane, falls through the portal. She curious, hey, what is this? Then Gaane infected by the ether, which turns out to be a liquid form of the reality stone, the red one. Thor takes Jane to Asgard to see the space doctors. The Dark Elves attack Asgard. Thor breaks Loki out of jail to hold the attack. They get the ether out of Jane and try to destroy it, but the Dark Elves steal it and kill Loki. Eventually, Thor teams up with Jane and her scientist friends to defeat the Dark Elves and passes the ether to the Collector for safekeeping. Turns out, Loki faked his death. All the Avengers meet up again to invade this villain facility to claim back the scepter Loki used the last time he was on Earth. Turns out, there's the yellow Mind Stone inside the scepter.
So Iron Man tries to understand it like, what is this? But then wow, gives birth to a murder robot AI called Ultron instead.
He makes himself a big army of robots to destroy the world. Ultron uses the Mind Stone to try to make a new body for himself, but Avengers steal the body and brought it to life, creating Vision. They team up to stop Ultron.
Now the government goes, okay, all of you need to sign with us because we have to have our way.
Captain America goes, no, Tony feels guilty because he made a murder robot, so he signs on. Because of that, the Avengers are split into two.
Oh my god, then how?
Still got more characters. Elsewhere, there's this surgeon who gets into a car accident.
He goes to Nepal to look for a magical doctor who says, I'm not a doctor, I'm a wizard, I can teach you magic.
He learns to teleport, shoot energy things, and finds an amulet in the magical sanctuary, which he learns to harness the power of the Time Stone, the green color one. Meanwhile, Thor and Loki are fighting their sister.
Huh? They have a sister?
They have a sister. She was released from prison upon their dad's passing. Thor throws his hammer at her, but she's like, "You are weak," and breaks it instantly. In order to win her, they summoned a huge demon to destroy the whole of Asgard along with their sister. But Thor and Loki escape with the citizens on a ship. But a bigger ship appeared. Turns out, it's Thanos. At this point, Thanos already obtained the Power Stone. Thanos kills Loki, takes the Space Stone which Loki stole from Asgard. Thor gets smacked into space. Bruce Banner tells Doctor Strange, there's this big purple guy. He wants to snap his fingers so half of the world disappears to solve world hunger, thirst, and overpopulation. Thanos' minions appear on Earth to try to take the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, and the Mind Stone from Vision. Meanwhile, the Guardians of the Galaxy bump into Thor while flying through space. Thor complains, "My sister broke my weapon. I need to make another legendary weapon."
Okay, you go. We'll go get the Reality Stone for the Collector.
So they split. But when they were at the Collector's, Thanos already got the stone, and sees Gamora and kidnaps her. He brings her to a secret planet where he can get the Soul Stone for sacrificing a loved one. He was all like, "I have ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again, even for you." Kills her, gets the 4th stone.
Wait, he killed his own daughter?
Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy get together and try to think of a plan to stop Thanos. Doctor Strange uses the Time Stone and sees all the possible outcomes of the fight.
So, how many did he see?
14,605,000.
And how many did they win?
1. They ended up losing the fight. Doctor Strange gives up the Time Stone. Thanos' army try to get the last powerful stone from Vision's head.
So they start a war with the rest of the Avengers in Wakanda.
What's Wakanda?
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Wakanda is this secret jungle place in Africa, super high-tech. Just imagine their whole country is like Iron Man, but in African culture. And Black Panther is their king. Wakanda forever! The Avengers try to destroy the last Infinity Stone by killing Vision. But Thanos appears, rewinds time, and gets the stone. Thor throws his super axe into Thanos' chest, which he replies, "Should have gone for the head." He snaps, and boom, half of the cast disappears.
And now we're at the end game.
Oh.
Oh wait, there's still this tiny part.
Slightly before the snap, there's this guy who can shrink to like subatomic sizes called Ant-Man. He jumped into this place called the Quantum Realm where time and space don't matter. His scientist friends were supposed to get him out, but they all disappeared from the snap. So now, Avengers lost the war, Iron Man lost in space, Nick Fury paged Captain Marvel, not sure if she's coming or not. Okay lah, she's coming. And Thanos is on some farm watching his sunset. That's it. You get it now?
Wait, then where's Superman?
Let me tell you about the Justice League. So once upon a time...
Wow, banana.
I like this one.